Let's fuck this joint up. Simple mathematics. 100, 50, none.
Alright, so today we actually gonna be watching a Gold Digger prank. And this should be job long, I ain't gonna lie to you, but we finna do it anyway. This is like 30 minutes, but it be well put together, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna check it out. So since the video's long, I'm gonna cut the intro real short. Let's get right into it, man. Alright. This is for real now.
So,
Sorry,
for
she was
this
so
video,
loud.
we decided to rent out a multi-million-dollar house on Malibu Beach. It was literally inches away from the freaking water, but honestly, I don't know why someone would even build a house that close to the water.
Yeah, I honestly hate to spoil it and everything. Although it's a very beautiful view, I don't think I could live here, though. Imagine a tsunami came right now.
Oh,
boom,
yeah.
dead. God.
But anyways, the reason we rented that house was because we were working with this guy named
this
Will.
is
Now,
UDY.
William has a girlfriend
Udi.
named Jessica,
Udi.
and
I don't know his
she's
fucking name.
actually already cheating on him.
He do like
Yes,
fucking
Will knows for a
pranks.
fact that
Golden
Jessica is
prank. He
already
tries to
cheating on
see
him,
if
but
the
unfortunately,
motherfucker
the
gonna
only
make the person make
evidence
it
that
cheat
he
and
has is some
shit.
text messages and some old pictures of her and her side guy. So that's why we rented out the house in order for my friend
Side nigga?
Yokes to
What are
not
you
just
looking
hit
for?
on Jessica, but to hook up with her. Yes, the plan was for Yokes to hook up with Jessica in order for Will to catch her red-handed and then confront her. Now here's the even bigger twist. The reason we chose Yokes to be the one to hook up with Jessica is because
He knows her.
he's actually her side guy. Jessica is cheating on Will with Yokes, or is it the other way around? Is she cheating on Yokes
But he
with William?
knows.
You guys are gonna find out, but you guys have to pay attention because the storyline for this video
Oh, bruh.
doesn't start days nor weeks, but months before we even rented the house in Malibu.
Yes, let's go.
Something not right. This shit seem a little fake. Cause if that's your man's, and somebody say, "Oh, I don't know," we gotta keep watching. This shit don't seem.
It all
right.
kicks
Something not
off in
sitting right
December
with
of
me, bruh.
last year with this DM that Jessica sent Yokes. And it was a very innocent DM, but then that innocent DM eventually evolved into a much more serious conversation, and then that conversation evolved into a relationship. Now fast forward to January 15th of this year. Yokes was making a new song with his very good friend Nikki Page, and he invited me and my team to come over, have a beer, eat some pizza, and just chill while he and Nikki worked on their song. But we weren't the only friends that Yokes invited. Obviously, he invited more of his friends to come, and he also invited Jessica. And that day, ladies and gentlemen, was the first time I officially met her. But what's crazy is that neither she nor Yokes even mentioned that she watched our videos or that they even met because of the videos. It was all just what you can call normal. But after that day, I only ever saw Jessica one more time when Yokes came over, and then that was it. Now fast forward to late March. Yokes hits me up saying something like, "Yo, remember that girl Jessica who I brought to the studio the one time you came? I think she's a gold digger, my guy. We should test her." It took me a couple seconds to understand exactly who he was talking about, but when I did, I replied laughing because it was honestly funny and ironic. But then Yokes explains everything to me, but as opposed to me reading this to you, I just had Yokes record a video of himself explaining how he came to this conclusion.
To make a long story short, about a week after I left the studio, Jessica and we kind of went on like a little break, okay? So we didn't see each other for a couple of weeks, like maybe even a month, I can't remember exactly. But I hit her up again and I said, "Hey, what's up? How have you been?" We reconnected, we hung out again. Then I found out she had a boyfriend. I do a lot of trading on my phone, right? This one day my phone happened to die. Jessica was there. I said, "Hey, can I borrow your phone for, a second
No,
to get
first
on there?"
mistake.
So I
Don't
get
let
on the
nobody touch your
phone
motherfucking
and I'm
phone,
sitting
especially
there
if you're
and all of a
doing
sudden a text message comes in
I
from a
don't
guy
do that.
named Will.
Fuck that.
And I'm like, who the fuck is Will?
Hell.
I take the
Hey,
phone to the
Smith, bitch, who you
bathroom.
talking
I do a
to?
little more searching. I just look through these texts with Will and I find out, this is her boyfriend. They're dating. So I'm kind of like, what the
That was a
heck,
mistake.
man?
You
And
don't
then
let
thanks to
nobody
Yokes'
take your.
quick
Then
thinking,
you let
he
a nigga
writes
take your
down Will's
phone
number and
somewhere?
then sends it to me. That way I can get in contact
trip.
with him. And I do. So it's now the first week of April, and after a little back and forth conversation with Will, he finally agrees to meet us. So we choose a random park that was halfway between
See,
the
we
both
gonna-
of us,
we
and
gonna
then
make
we head out.
Buddy.
Yo,
smash your
is this
chick.
you right there at the tables?
What,
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm at the table.
Okay, awesome. This is us right here in the car. We got cameras rolling and everything, if that's cool. We're just gonna walk up with them rolling.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Okay.
We get to the park, and I now step out of the car and begin walking over to Will. I greet him, I apologize for the circumstances that we're meeting under, and then
I low-key don't like
see
this
and
because
begin just getting to know him a little
she's
more.
not
It turns
really a
out
gold
Will is
digger 'cause
actually from
you already know
Florida,
her.
and he just
So
recently
she's not
moved to
leaving it
LA
like she
in
already been
October of
talking to
last
you.
year in
It's
order
like
to
she,
pursue an
don't
acting
seem like
career.
she's gold
And
digging.
he
It
just
seems
turns
like
out to be a really
she
cool
on
guy
it.
and much more friendlier than
Like
I
she doing her.
expected. Then I proceeded asking him when and how he met Jessica, and he tells me that he met her through social media, and the first time they ever talked was sometime in January, and they started dating in March. So now that we got the full picture, let's take a look at our timeline and see who Jessica is actually cheating on.
You talk fast
Will
as
moved
shit.
to LA to pursue acting in October of last year, and Yoke started talking to Jessica for the very first time in December. They had a break around late January,
2
but then
months.
reconnected in early March and are together until today. So if Will first started talking to Jessica in January, then there's a very high chance that he started talking to her when she was already dating Yoke. But hey, you know what? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that she started talking to Will after she and Yoke split. Well, in that scenario, since Will says that she and Jessica started dating in March, then there's a pretty high chance that when Yoke's reconnected with Jessica, Jessica was
They was
already dating
together.
Will. So, in other words, chances are she's cheating on both of them. But anyways, I then show Will all of the evidence that we have so far, and I explain to him that I don't believe it's going to be enough for him to confront her with just that evidence, because at the end of the day, she could just deny it and say that it happened a long time ago, and technically, she wouldn't be lying. However, he had another option. Will could have someone hit on Jessica, we can record it, and then he'll have that recent evidence of her cheating on video.
I'm down. I'm down to do this.
Bruh.
I need
Why?
to have the
Why?
last laugh.
So he's down, and
Just
I tell him
leave
that
her.
the one who
Like,
has to
nigga,
hit on
what the
Jessica
fuck?
has to be Yokes. Because
what are you
remember,
looking
the
for?
whole
Like,
reason
she
that Yokes
already-
and Jessica
you know
even
what I'm
met in the
saying? She
first
messy,
place was
bro. She
because of
messy.
these videos, which means that she
Messy.
watches them, which means that if we just have this random guy hit on her in like this $1 million
ain't going.
home, she's obviously gonna catch on. You know, she might still suspect Yokes, but honestly, I think the chances are slimmer because she would have probably expected him to test
She
her
can't
like
call
back
her
in
gold digger
January.
because she already
Like,
knows
not
him.
now.
They
So when
already
he
been doing
accepts and
shit.
understands, I then suggest the idea
I
of
don't know,
Yokes
bro.
hooking up with Jessica. Yes, I suggested that. But here's why. All we need is recent recorded proof of Jessica cheating on Will, right? So why not just get straight to the point? And by hookup, I just meant to kiss. I didn't even mean like a makeout or anything like that. It just had to be a kiss long enough to where it's clear that Jessica is into Yokes. And crazy enough, Will concurred.
You know what? At this point, I don't even care. Tell Yokes to do whatever he has to do. I'm done with this.
Are you-
girl.
This
Are
nigga
you-
acting
are you
hopeful, bro. This
sure?
shit fake
I'm
as shit.
100% sure. Tell him to do whatever he has to do.
This
Positive.
acting is
I don't
bad,
care about
nigga.
this girl anymore. I'm trying to forget her. At this point, I just want her to get caught.
So Will said that he didn't care and that Yokes could do whatever he wanted to do, but
What?
honestly, I think he
I don't
did
care about
because
this
when I
girl, so let
told
me
him
set
that we
her
were
up.
filming this weekend and that
Let me
he
set
showed
her
me
up
this
to see
at
if
the
she
house,
cheats. I can
he
break her 'cause I
actually
don't care
said
about
that
her.
he did
That don't make no
not
sense.
want to be there.
I
no
don't want to be
sense.
there for that. I don't know how I'm gonna react or whatever. I already know
But you don't care about her,
that
though.
she's messing around with this guy.
But
So
you don't
what
want to be there to
more-
like listen at least to like what she says. Like, what if she
No,
says
fuck
something
it.
about you or something? I don't know.
I don't want to be there, dude.
No.
Be positive.
Just move on.
Even if we reschedule, we can make it work, man. We can make it work where you are there. and
I
stuff.
can't be there for that. I don't want to see that shit.
So yeah, like I said, I think deep down inside, Will still somewhat cared and stuff. But in the end, he still gave us the
Somewhat.
okay to gather all the evidence
That
on our
nigga
own and
said
for
it.
Yokes to do whatever he
gonna
wanted
do
to
it,
do.
yeah.
And so that became the new plan. We were gonna still catch Jessica in the act, only that we were gonna record it and then show it to Will later. So the weekend finally comes, and we arrive to the multi-million-dollar
Got
Malibu
Tesla.
home. The first step,
Ooh,
as always, is to
Tesla.
establish our game plan and begin looking
Big
for good
money,
places
big
to
money,
hide our
huh?
cameras.
You're gonna tell her her room is that one right there. You're gonna tell her that this one is off limits because we're gonna be in this one. Yeah, this is gonna be the hideout room right here.
Since Jessica
Lock
is
the
one of the
door.
only people that we're testing who actually watches our videos, we had to make sure that the cameras were hidden very, very well.
Yeah,
We
gotta
got
be
pretty
clean,
creative
clean.
with it too. We even hid one in like a paper bag and stuff. It was pretty awesome. But day turns into night, and Jessica calls Yokes to let him know that she just got to the house.
Okay, cool. I'll be there in a sec.
Okay, so you might be wondering how we managed to get Jessica to the house. Well, here's how. Remember that song that Yokes was recording with Nicki? Well, they originally planned to postpone it for the summer, but I begged them, literally begged them to finish it within these 2 weeks that we were planning this video because I felt it was just the perfect and most believable reason to get Jessica to the house without her questioning or suspecting anything. So we had Yokes text her telling her that he rented out a house in Malibu for the weekend in order to throw a party for finishing that song. He told her that the party was planned for Sunday night, but he was gonna get there on Saturday night and that she should come over Saturday night as well to chill, sleep over, and then help him set up for the party on Sunday. And it worked. The plan went off without a hitch. Jessica was stoked and down to help. So as Yokes heads to the front door to get Jessica,
That
we
bitch
hit record
is
on all the
going,
cameras and then we
cuz
head to the
she's
room to
on
hide.
it.
Any
She
minute
was
now,
like, no
Yokes
games,
was gonna
bro.
walk in through the
I
door
like
with
that, dog.
Jessica, bring her in line of all of our
Respect.
cameras, and then just start smooching away.
How was the drive?
Oh my gosh. The traffic was not that bad actually.
It was a little hard to find, huh?
Yeah, it
The
was.
street's busy. Here, you can just put this over here.
Okay, cool.
So Yokes re-enters the home with Jessica. He tells her where her room is, and then they head to the balcony to talk instead of kissing.
Yeah, check it out. You gotta check this out.
Okay.
We're literally on the ocean right now.
Really?
The whole time, guys, I didn't have headphones, so I couldn't hear exactly what they were saying, and I tried listening through the door, but it was still hard to hear them over all the waves. But it didn't really matter because I just expected them to kiss at any moment and Yokes to come in through the door and be like, mission accomplished.
Dude, this is so cool.
Right?
Oh my goodness. It's literally like right there.
Would you jump in right now?
No.
You wouldn't?
But as opposed to making things quick like I thought he would, Yokes walks back into the house, and instead of kissing Jessica, he offers her a beer.
You want something to drink? I got some beer.
Yeah.
This nigga ready to chill. He don't give a fuck
I
about
got
his prank.
Coronas.
In my head, I was thinking, though, you know what? Maybe Yokes is just taking it slow. Maybe he needs to
He's
warm
trying
up and
to
stuff,
chill.
or maybe
He's
he just
trying
feels
to
a
chill.
little bit uncomfortable kissing her on camera. Regardless, though, I was very confident that within a good 15 to 20 minutes, we would have the evidence that we needed.
He's trying to date or something.
Couldn't have been more wrong.
You know, I appreciate you coming over to help me
Yeah,
plan
dude,
it
you
out.
trying- it's a real date,
I need a
baby.
girl to
Fuck
kind of
that.
obviously help me with planning. I'm not the best party planner, but
I felt like Yokes had and was missing every single opportunity to just go in for the kiss and just finish this thing, but instead, he just chose to talk and drink with her. He then decides to take Jessica over to the couch and talk some more. He shows her the new song that they're supposedly celebrating tomorrow, and they keep on talking. And then to put the cherry on top, Yokes decides to take her to dinner.
I think there's
I told you, nigga, he's on a date for real. This nigga's like, fuck
At
that.
this point, I grew a little bored.
love
This wasn't how
you,
this was
bitch.
supposed to go. I began thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe Yokes
Oh,
just got
shit.
cold feet or feels bad for William and doesn't want to
Nah,
kiss her
this
anymore.
nigga
But
is-
then I started thinking, you know what? What if Yokes still likes Jessica
Yeah.
and doesn't want to expose her anymore? Well, the good news was I was about to get an answer to my questions because they both get up to get ready for dinner, and Yokes walks into the room and finally gives me an update.
We were talking about the party tomorrow that we're gonna have for the song, but we're gonna go get some dinner, have some drinks, come back here, and I told her we're gonna go skinny dipping. And she was down.
Everything made sense at that moment. Yokes hadn't pulled his move yet because he wants to take her skinny dipping.
I was like, yo, I've never been skinny dipping before. Are you down to go?
You are such a liar.
I swear to God, bro. While we're out on the deck, I was like, yo, have you ever been skinny dipping before? And she's like, no. I was like, me neither. Are you down to go? And she was like, yeah. Like, first 5 seconds we were...
Okay, so apparently they had this conversation while
She
they were
trying to
on the
be
balcony.
trash.
Yo, what we should do... Have you ever been skinny dipping before?
No.
Me neither. We may have to go skinny dipping. I'm down to do it if you're down to do it. It's gonna be freezing, but...
Do it.
There's no
No,
way.
she was
There's no
serious.
way in hell she said
Bro, she was dead serious.
probably thought you
She had a
were
big old smile on her face.
All right, I'm gonna be real. I don't
You
think this is
about
gonna
to
happen. I think
die.
Jessica took it as a joke. Would you do it?
Nah, nigga,
mean-
you got that. You got it. You got
I'm
it.
down.
But okay, we'll see if this actually happens. But for now, Yokes
gonna
finishes
happen.
getting ready, and then he steps outside to meet Jessica,
She was
who has
like,
already
yeah, so
changed.
she was-
Before
yeah,
they
she was
leave,
ready,
Yokes
ready.
offers her another
Boom,
drink, but
got
instead
it.
of going to the fridge to grab a beer, he instead reaches for the cabinet and pulls out some tequila, and they take a
Tequila.
shot. And okay, maybe that tequila shot brings them closer to actually going skinny dipping. But they walk out of the house, Yokes texts me when they're in the car, and then now I'm free to step outside. The first thing I do is I shut off our cameras. I mean, I figured that since Yokes no longer has any plans to kiss her inside of the house, and instead is planning on going skinny dipping with her outside, then there's really no reason to have him rolling anymore. But it's now been about an hour and 15 minutes, and I get a call
He
from
dipping
Yokes
for
letting me
long
know
ass
that he's
time.
on his way back.
Like 23 minutes of the open.
Do I feel bad that Yokes was planning on going skinny dipping with Jessica?
Not
Honestly,
really.
no, I don't, because I knew it wasn't going to happen. It was all just talk. What we did need to happen still, though, was for Yokes to kiss Jessica. So I reset up just one camera by the door to capture that moment.
Okay, text me when you're out front. That way I can hit record and hide.
Fucking weird.
He's not doing it. There's no way in hell that he's freaking doing this. He's not doing this.
So Yokes and Jessica walked back
He don't
into the
believe in his
house, and I'm
pip
not
hand.
gonna lie,
His
guys,
pip
a
hand ain't
part
strong
of me
enough to do that.
actually was starting to think that they were gonna end up going skinny dipping. However,
It
for the
was.
next 15 minutes or so,
If you
all
don't
I
sell
could
that
hear
bill,
was
he
just
ain't got
them
no game.
talking, listening to music, and taking
Oh,
shots.
God.
So that's when I came to the conclusion
Tip
of, okay,
everything
you know,
on
maybe
me.
the skinny dipping is not gonna happen. But they end up taking another shot, and with that much liquor in their system, I was now positive that at any minute they would start hooking up and our camera outside would record everything. And lo and behold, I was right. Or at least I thought I was right because I couldn't hear anything. The waves were loud, but since I heard no talking at all, I thought that these two were interlocking lips and stuff. I figured in a couple seconds I would hear one of them laughing and talking or something like that. I even figured that they might have gone into the bedroom and, you know. But seconds turn into a minute, and a minute turns into 5 minutes, and 5 minutes turn into 10 minutes, and then I'm like, yo, what's really happening? Either these guys are
This
having
shade
the
hell
longest makeout session in the world, or something else is going on.
Did they leave? I can't tell.
So I decided to take a huge risk and peep my head outside, but still, I could hear nothing but the ocean. So then I take an even bigger risk and I start walking outside.
This nigga was going ham, bro. I swear to God he was. He said, fuck this part, man. I'm about to do me.
And that's when finally I hear faint voices, but not coming from inside the house or the bedroom, but from the ocean.
Actually going skinny dipping.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Yokes and Jessica actually went skinny dipping.
Enough, I'm nervous.
I'm low-key nervous too. These waves sound pretty big. Yo, this is gonna be crazy.
I was honestly at a loss for words. I did not expect it to happen. Talk about Yokes taking it to the next level.
Oh my God.
Yo, you ready?
I'm so embarrassed. Yeah.
Yo. Let me see your towel.
I had no idea exactly how long they were going to be out there, so I decided to just play it safe and make sure our camera was still recording and then head back to the room. Again, I was just shocked and speechless.
This man is really going skinny dipping with her.
Hey, you gotta take off your clothes. Skinny dip. Okay, I'll turn it off.
So about 10 minutes or so later, Jessica and Yokes return from their little date. I can just barely hear them coming in, but Yokes heads to his restroom to take a piss, and Jessica asks him if after he's done, he could show her how to use her shower. And so that's where he heads when he finishes, and this is where things get a little more interesting. See, Jessica wants to shower because she feels dirty from the ocean. However, Yokes is telling her not to. Instead, he tells her to kick it on the couch with him and then shower. I'm assuming that he's telling her this because he's finally gonna kiss her on camera like he should have done at the very beginning of the video. But listen closely to what happens next.
Nah, come out here. Let's hang
Dude,
out.
I'm so sandy. No, I gotta go shower.
We just got out of the shower, pretty much. Let's just chill for a second.
No, I'm sandy.
You want to shower right now?
Yeah, we just were in the water. It's so sandy. I want to shower, okay? You can join me if you want.
I can join you? I can join you?
Yeah, just bring the drink.
They end up showering together.
It's over, bro.
What is your
It's over, bro.
thinking?
Alright,
Hey, Will.
I'm down. I'm coming in.
Salute
This
you, my
man
nigga.
is
Very
on
well see you.
another
RP, you
level.
like, you did.
But that's not
You
all because
did.
there is one last surprise.
Ain't no surprise,
After
bitch.
about
I knew
15
that was
minutes of
happening, though.
showering, Yokes comes back into the room with a huge grin on his face. Because I couldn't really hear what was happening through the door, I asked him to clarify things. So he does, and I was utterly shocked. But then he gets up and he starts changing and getting ready, and I'm like, yo, what the hell are you getting ready for, man? And he tells me,
You're in here alone tonight because I gotta go take care of that. I mean, what am I supposed to do? She wants me to go in there and cuddle with her.
so Jessica now wants to cuddle with Yokes, and honestly, I should have seen this coming. I did think about stopping Yokes from sleeping with her, but I figured, you know what, the damage is already done. He was too far in, and nothing I say
That
to
nigga
him
wanted
could
to do it
possibly
anyway,
stop
bro.
him
Like,
now.
this
I
shit-
thought about Will and how different and how far
Hey,
things would
Will
have come. had
RP,
he been
my
here. Then I
nigga,
thought
you
about what he
dead
said
to
to
her
him.
right now.
Tell Yokes to do whatever he has to do. I'm done with this girl.
Did
Yeah,
this
he
fall
mad.
under the whatever Yokes has to do, or did we just take Will's statement out of context?
Nigga, I don't give a
When the
fuck.
next morning came and Yokes texted me that he was taking Jessica out to breakfast
This
and then
nigga's
breaking
in
news to
love,
her that
bro.
he's supposedly canceling the party. I went under the
He in
house to look
love,
at the
bro.
ocean,
He
and
in
all
love.
I could think about was how I was
He in
able
love,
to tell
bro.
Will exactly what happened last night. Should I tell him before he saw anything, or should I just let him see everything? Or should I just tell him but not show him anything? At the end of the day, I figured,
know
you know
that.
what? Will wanted this. I wouldn't be sparing him by omitting the truth. So I decided to text him that I didn't care what he was doing and what plans he had, but he needed to see everything and confront Jessica today.
You're shorty out
So
here.
it's now 5 p.m.
Tweaking.
and Will was able to make it to my office. Yokes
Yeah,
makes it there
doing
too.
niggas
And like I
dirty.
said, I then let Will watch everything.
Shower, okay? You can join me if you want.
This
You
nigga.
guys showered together?
They went skinny
Look
dipping, they
this
showered
strong,
together,
nigga.
and then after the shower, they slept together.
He about to scrap.
Yokes, are you kidding? You couldn't have just stopped it at the skinny dipping?
He ready to scrap.
You had to go and shower. You had to
Bro,
go and
step
shower with her.
outside,
That's
though.
what she wanted.
You had to go and shower with her for real.
That's what she wanted to do.
Obviously, Will didn't take what Yokes did with Jessica too well, but after he was done watching everything, he ended up getting up and heading to the back to let off some steam. He wasn't like super pissed, but it was still obvious
ahead.
that he was upset.
Scrap.
So Yokes decided
Beat
then
his
to
ass.
walk over to explain his actions.
You didn't have to fucking fuck her, bro.
Bro, I had to do it to prove a point, bro, because at the end of the fucking day, dude, if I didn't do it, then you'd probably
didn't
still
do
be with
it.
her. If I just had had her over, if I just had her over and just
You clapping, bro. Clap
I
him.
would've still been with her and not realized.
She skinny dipped with you. Why the fuck did you need to fuck her,
but
bro?
I don't know, dude. It wasn't. I'm no hard feelings, man.
Bro,
She's
you're
not worth
fucking-
it, bro.
you're fucking unbelievable.
Hey, she's not worth it,
Fucking
man.
unbelievable, bro.
She's not worth it, bro. Do you still want to be with her? Think about this, bro. She was gonna do that regardless. You don't even want to be with that girl, bro.
How do
She's
you know
not
she was gonna
worth
do that
it,
shit
bro.
regardless? It
Because she
doesn't
already
fucking
wanted to
matter.
get naked and go in the fucking water.
You right, but you didn't have to fucking go in the bed.
Bro, come on now. You
I
sound like
needed
a
to prove
simp.
the point. I'm sorry, man.
That shit is
got out of
dead, bro.
hands.
Shit,
I
this
didn't
shit
mean
die.
for it to end up like that. That's just how it ended up. We used to talk, man. I don't know what you want me to say.
Fuck it, the relationship.
We used to talk, bro. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't fucking-
She's not worth it, bro. That's all you gotta know.
Whatever,
She's not
whatever.
worth it.
So at this point, to let tensions cool, we decided to separate them. So we sent Yokes back to the front and we let Will chill in the back.
Well, this shit's gonna be crazy.
After a couple of minutes, though, Will was finally ready to move on.
So what's next? What the fuck? What's next?
So 6:30 p.m. comes and we get ready to confront Jessica. When Yokes texted me in the morning that he was having breakfast with Jessica, I texted him back telling him that we needed to confront her tonight. So I told him to tell Jessica 3 things. 1, that I was supposedly down to film a music video for his new song. 2, that he wanted her in this music video. And 3, to come to the office that way all 3 of us could brainstorm ideas for this video. And well, in about 15 to 20 minutes, she should be getting here. So we set up a camera inside, this time in plain sight, and then we proceeded stepping outside to wait for Jessica to arrive. We end up hiding by some dumpsters that give us perfect cover, and that's where we patiently wait to make our move.
Nervous?
Not at all.
No.
What the fuck? I don't have anything to be nervous about.
You know exactly what you want to
Oh,
tell her?
damn, bro. He mad as shit.
Tell her that she's
Fucking hater.
slut and that she deserves everything that's fucking coming her way.
A couple more minutes go by and we continue to wait.
He's
Yokes
mad
texts
as
her for an
shit,
update,
man.
and apparently she's running a little bit late.
Check it, this is so cool. This thing has a little crack that I could see right through.
So we wait some more and more and more and more. But finally, after almost 20 minutes of waiting, Jessica finally arrives. She greets Yokes, and it's now or never for William to make his move. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought this whole video was crazy, then you have absolutely no idea what crazy is because you haven't seen this part. So I'm gonna give you just 5 more seconds to grab some
Nigga,
Takis
fuck
to munch
that.
on while
Play
you
this
watch
shit,
it,
man.
because
Roll
you
this shit,
guys
man. I've been
already
recording
know.
for 20 minutes, nigga. You trying to get it all in there.
This shit's gonna be good.
Slap that shit, man. Don't slap her. I'm saying slap. Just play this shit.
Is this what I think it is?
I asked first. What the fuck are you doing here with Yokes?
I
Is
asked
this what I think it
first.
This
is?
is exactly what you think it is.
Alright, well if that's the case, then I don't want to fucking do this. I'm out.
No, not until we have our fucking conversation.
No,
you know what the
done.
fuck you did.
I don't
Now
want to
tell me, when the fuck did you start being a hoe?
When did you start being a hoe?
Where the fuck are you going?
I want to leave.
The only exit is at the front. There's nothing back there. That exit is locked and blocked.
Fucking exit.
There is no
I
exit.
don't
The only
wanna
exit's
do
at the
it.
front.
There is no conversation. I don't want to do this here in front of everyone. This is ridiculous.
So because Jessica has watched our videos already, she knew exactly what was going on.
Can you please move?
You think I'm just gonna let you go just like that after all that shit you did?
Jessica, look. So you know what we do? You know the kinds of videos we make? This is exactly what you think it is. And so, like, don't you feel like after everything that happened between you and Yokes at the house in Malibu, don't you feel like you owe your boyfriend, like, an explanation?
Boyfriend?
Anything?
Don't you feel like you should stay out of it, Sergio?
Bitch, why don't you stay
Okay,
out
I don't know how
niggas'
long
bed?
it's been since
Oh.
Jessica has seen one of our videos or if she's even subscribed
you
to our
stay out of
channel
it?
still or not.
Why don't you
But
stay?
if
Why don't you
she
let dick stay out your
was,
mouth, huh?
today
How about
we
that?
definitely lost her as a sub.
Like, what are you doing fucking with people's
What you
lives?
doing?
What
Holding
you
around?
do? Is this the only thing you fucking do? Go get a real job. Go Uber people. Help
We
instead of
fuck
hurt.
with people. You're the one.
fuck
Yo, we
my
did
life.
this to prove a point. You're the one that's fucking with people. You're fucking with him.
I make mistakes. I don't fuck with people's lives.
Also, that's what this was? That's what this shit was?
You a
fucking
real
mistake,
fucking
huh?
American hero,
A
bitch,
giant
huh?
big mistake? Fucking skinny dipping, showering together, having sex? That doesn't seem like a fucking mistake
You know
to me.
what? You put me in this situation. If anything, it's your
I put
fault
you in
for
this-
enabling
it's my
it.
fault.
You enabled
Yo,
it.
it would
Ah.
have happened either way, whether it was with me or somebody else.
Oh, so I enabled this shit. I was the one who made you fucking strip down and fucking skinny dip with him. I was the one who forced you to fucking shower with him. I was the one who made you spread your legs wide fucking open while he
That's
fucked
a-
you
You gave
and had
me no
sex with him.
choice.
You had sex with him, and I'm the
gave
fucking
me
reason.
no
It was
choice.
my fault. I enabled that shit when you could have just walked away and left.
Why would you put me in this situation to begin with? You wanted him to hit on me. You wanted me to drink alcohol.
To see
You
what
wanted
you
him
would
to
You a
have-
grown ass
Did we
lady,
actually
okay?
want this to happen right here?
You a
Yes,
grown ass
this is your
lady.
dumbass views. Because this is entertaining. You enjoy this. You enjoy
You a
fucking with
grown
people's
ass
lives.
person.
What
bro.
Jessica is doing is called deflecting.
What she
It's
doing is
often
being a
considered
little ass
narcissistic
kid.
tactic. Basically, she's trying to
If
shift
you
the
gonna
attention
be,
away from what
if
she
you
did and
you
put
gonna be
it
out
to
here
what
doing dirt,
others
then you
do.
gotta
And
stand
if you pay
tall to that
attention,
shit,
she
man.
does
Don't be
it
out here
throughout
trying
the
to do all that
entire
extra.
conversation.
Nah, bro.
I didn't have another fucking choice. I didn't have another choice. choice.
You had a
kinda
fucking
did.
choice. You had a choice. You could have chosen not to do anything with him.
But you set me up. You put me through this. You wanted it to happen. You wanted him to flirt with me. You wanted me to drink alcohol. You wanted it all to
Wanted me to drink
happen.
alcohol.
In fact, why are you so mad at me when
and I
he's the one
fucking-
that had sex with me knowing I was in a relationship? You're okay with me fucking another dude. I don't see you pissed at him.
Right now, that's it. I'll deal with him later. This is a fucking ploy to expose you.
Nigga,
You're
he not in a
fucking
relationship,
going-
nigga. You
Really?
in a
Did he
relationship.
tell
You the one
that
committed.
He hit me up first.
That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. You hit me up first.
Also, did he tell you that he asked me to break up with you as soon as he found out I
Yo,
was dating
no,
you?
that's not even true.
That's bullshit. You know you're fucking
That's
lying.
why everything happened that happened last night, right?
You know what happened last night? Happened because you took advantage of me.
Really,
You're
bitch.
gonna try to play that card? I took
Really,
advantage
bitch.
of you.
Drink
Don't even
after
try to
drink.
pull that card. Are you serious? That's what you're
Okay,
gonna say right now?
drink after drink, beer after beer, shot after
Jessica, look,
shot.
you're still deflecting. Like you're just deflecting. It's like just come clean. Just admit to it. We
yeah,
have it.
You have the evidence. Oh, okay. Well, you can believe what you fucking want to believe. Believe what you want.
This
but I
bitch is
know what
crazy.
happened.
You're a fucking idiot if you think anyone's gonna take your side on this
I don't
shit.
give a fuck. You have your side of the story, and I have mine.
So you believe that you're not a hoe? Is that it?
Here's what happened. You asked me to come in the shower with you. You asked me to sleep and cuddle with you that night, and you were down to go skinny dipping.
You know what? No. I'm
Jessica,
sorry.
earlier you mentioned that we fuck with people's lives. Did we fuck up your life or did we fuck up your plans to fuck them over?
You know what?
No.
was
You're
it? Is
annoying.
that what
I'ma
you're
fucking
mad
kill
at
you
me
with
for?
this
I'll throw
shirt.
shit at you if you don't
I'll
stop
fucking
talking.
strangle you with that shirt.
Don't stop talking. Stop
Bitch, that camera expensive. Sergio,
I'm leaving.
DVT that hoe.
I'm leaving.
Rock bottom that bitch.
You know what? Move. I'm gonna fucking call the cops. Let me out.
What
you know
the
what
fuck
I'm
are you
gonna
arguing
do?
for?
You set me up and I fell into your trap. I
I
had
She's
set
a
you up and
victim.
it fucking worked.
Yeah, you're right. You set it up because you wanted it to happen as an excuse to break up with me. So newsflash,
So
I
admit
did.
the shit.
This bitch
Admit what the fuck you
crazy.
did.
Yeah.
Now you're saying it's an excuse.
Admit what the fuck you did.
You are just deflecting and deflecting
Yeah,
and
I'll
deflecting.
deflect
Just
yourself.
shut up.
This bitch is big bad.
Yeah, I fucked him.
You're fucking
'cause
disgusting.
I fell
You're
for
fucking
your trap
disgusting.
and I
No,
didn't
get the
fuck
fuck
you.
outta here, you
Let me
psycho
out.
bitch, bro.
Thank you.
Keep digging, bitch.
Thank you
All
guys
right,
for
yeah.
making it to the end of.
This shit even recording. I don't think I got the end of it. Fuck it, shit. Oh, it is recording. All right, guys. This was a longer fucking thing video. Oh man. All right, guys. This was a longer video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was fucking hilarious to me. It was funny to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I hope I catch you on the next video real soon. Yeah.